Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm KT Terry. I'm the active older adult coordinator for the Columbia North and Stephen Klein YMCA. How was your weekend? I hope it was fantastic, and I also hope you got some exercise.
Testimony. Check it out. Your time is coming, so hold tight and do what you gotta do. It'll be alright. Nobody knows the story better than me. Sometimes you got to tarry, you gotta break free and get it in your mind. You're gonna make it this time. Don't let nobody tell you that you win anymore if they're not for you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope your weekend was fantastic. Welcome to the second episode of The Couch. I'm the host, KT Terry, active older adult coordinator for Columbia North and Stephen Klein YMCA. This morning, I'm going to tell you a little bit about some activities that's taking place. There's a lot of activities that's taking place around the city and here at the YMCA, and then we have a special guest that's going to talk to us a little bit. First, let's tell you about, we're going to start our walk run at the Temple track right across the street at 11 o'clock starting every Friday. This Friday will be the first time starting at 11 o'clock, so if you want to walk run, meet me across the street at the track at 11 o'clock. Don't try not to be late. Bring your water, and you can also bring your music to put around you. And we're also going to have a little stretch after our walk run. That's one. Also remember that every Wednesday is movie day up here at 11 o'clock in the Y Zone, Columbia North. Now let me tell you a little bit about what's going on around town. I think you'll like this information also. There's going to be the third annual Diva Girl Philly Wellness Empowerment Conference, and that's going to take place on Saturday, May the 20th, 9 a.m. And that's going to be at 1010 North Hancock Street. Then there's going to be the Health and Fitness Expo Philadelphia. That's going to be at the Convention Center, but that's not until September, so you'll have plenty of time. That's September the 15th. Then there's going to be the Philadelphia Soul Fitness Expo. That is actually going to be at the Wells Fargo Center. That's going to be pretty big. That's going to be May the 13th, so that's coming up. That's going to be 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Methodist Hospital, they're having a health expo also. And that's going to be on Saturday, June the 3rd, and it's going to be 2301 South Broad Street. They're going to be doing free health screenings as well. And then, there's a lot going on, as I said. And then we have Einstein Healthcare. They're also having an expo, and that's going to be Friday, May the 5th at 11 a.m. and Saturday, May the 6th at 9 a.m. So make sure you take advantage of that. Then we're going to have the 47th annual Mount Airy Day, and that's going to be outdoors. And obviously, it's going to be 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and that's Saturday, May 6th. It's a lot of fun. Entertainers, vendors, rides, and a whole lot more. It's for the complete family. Then we're going to have the Philly Farm and Food Festival, Saturday, April 8th at the Convention Center. That's for local farmers. It's a food festival, so it's natural foods and farm fresh food. So go on out and enjoy some good stuff. Last but not least, here's one that I think you'll really love, and that is the Plant Identification Walk. So for you herbalists or people who love natural foods and natural herbs, if you want to find out the different herbs that's actually around the city that you probably don't even know about, there's going to be a walk, and that's going to be April the 23rd. That's on a Sunday at 10 a.m. And that's going to be at, I'm going to have to get you more information on that perhaps on the next episode, but you have plenty of time. And that's it for now. What I want to do now is bring on our special guest here, and I want to bring him on simply because I watch him sometimes. He's an employee here, but I watch him. He's very effervescent. You can tell that he loves what he does, and as you know, a person who's very passionate about what I do, and I see the passion in him as well. So let's bring on Mr. Timothy Manson. He's the wellness coach, And he's also a doctorate of cardiovascular education from the University of Texas. Come on over, Timothy.
Hey KT, how you doing?
Blessed. How you? Now you know how we do it. Come on, this is how we
this?
do it. That's right.
There it is. There it is.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
I am excited to have you here because, like I said, I'm getting a lot of good feedback from what it is that you do. And your class is right across from my class sometimes.
I know I'm a little loud.
You know,
right?
no, because we're loud too. So we kind of bounce off each other sometimes.
It's true.
But I wanted to talk to you because I can see the effervescence in what it is that you do. And I can tell that you know what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So if you could tell us a little bit about your background, how you got involved, then how you got involved in the YMCA.
Oh, okay, that's good. Well, what happens is that, first of all, I'm a doctor of cardiovascular education. Graduate from the University of Texas, which Longhorn State, there it is. Okay, but what happens is that when I've taught a couple of classes at Temple, medical terminology, and I would always ride through, and I always would say that when I rode by this Y, I would say, I want to work at that Y. I feel like I owe. And the reason is that I am an ex-gang member, and what happens is that back in 1991, I was shot. And I always thought that I owed my community. I felt that I owed just in general God, in all respect.
I love that.
And so what happens is that I said, well, you know what? Instead of me keep riding by this Y and I'm seeing all the changes that the Y had done in the neighborhood, I decided that, you know what, maybe I need to come in and apply. And let me see if I can do something, either a class here or something part-time. And fitness was something that I even taught for some of the, with nutrition, for some of the college students who were becoming personal trainers through the college. And I said, well, let me try it out and see what happens. And sure enough, they did call me and invite me in, and met with Jonas, and the rest is history.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
For sharing that story. And that's a perfect example of a man rising from the ashes to the phoenix.
That's it.
And I love that so much.
Hey, thank you very much.
So tell me a little bit about your experience working with the active older adults downstairs, because they're pretty spicy, and I like that.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? I think that with anybody, if you work with them, you treat people the way you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And that's number one. And they come from different backgrounds, whether it's recovering from an illness, whether it's an injury, or even like I noticed we have a lot of athletes that come from Temple and some of the schools, and they want to work out. And the goal is that, first of all, I always tell a person that God is a God of variety. So everybody is going to be different. And when you come to the gym, a lot of people want to come to the gym and they want to look like their favorite singer or their favorite band. And I tell them that's not going to happen.
Exactly.
I tell them the best thing is that you come and you be you. Exactly. I said, if I can give you something through encouragement and training, and it makes you feel good inside, what's going to happen is it's going to bubble forth outside of you. And then that's who you're going to become. And it's so interesting because I know you probably experienced too, way more than I, because you've been here longer than me, where you have a person that comes in and they say, I can't do it. I can't do this exercise, or this is too hard.
All the time.
And you encourage them, keep pushing it. You can do this. I got you. I support you. And then they do it.
Exactly.
And then somebody else comes in that's the same thing, has the same feelings as they do, and then they do it.
Exactly.
And then that relationship they build is amazing. So for me, I just like the energy that the clients get, because I think that you know how it is. They positively charge us. You could have a day.
Very much so.
They do. You could have, and you know we're gym heads. You know what that means, right? We come early in the morning and we work out and we like the gym. But what happens is that they encourage us, because no matter what it is going on in your life, you get that prayer in. You help them. You see the improvements in the endurance that they get from that feeling that they get from inside that bubbles forth. And even how they encourage other people to keep moving forward.
Exactly.
And it keeps you going. So to me, like, even though we're training them to answer your question and we're helping them, I think that they also in some aspects are helping us, because knowing that it benefits them and you see the changes that they make, now it energizes you to help other people.
Exactly.
And they do the same thing. They don't realize it. They do the same thing without even saying a word. Just the way that they act sometimes helps people.
And you know what's very true, that we're not just instructors, but believe it or not, we're counselors as well.
Absolutely.
Mind, body, and spirit.
That's it.
That's my theory. And when they come into my class, I let them know that I'm here for you wholeheartedly the entire balance,
That's it.
mind, body, and spirit. You know, and they like that because they know that they're coming there, they're going to get the best from us.
That's it.
You understand?
That's it.
And I think that's the great thing about the instructors here at the Columbia North Y is that they give their best.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Because of course, if they didn't give their best, they'd be gone.
Exactly.
You know, that's
personality
just
is so important.
You know what I'm
is.
saying? It really, really is. So, I enjoy what it is that I'm doing. Now, give me an example of maybe a trying situation that you may have had with a client that you maybe turned around, or maybe it didn't turn around.
Well, I had a client before that came in, and he actually was more of a distraction. Loud, liked the attention, would jump on machines, didn't want to clean them off, move people's things and get right where they were at. And I said, you know what? I said that, let me do something different. Let me see if I can get to know this person and become their friend.
Right.
So I saw him one day playing basketball in the gym, and at that time, you know, I was getting our, the wellness center, we're getting ready in the morning to get everything done for our classes and so on. And I went and played basketball with him.
Okay.
And I got to know him. And I said, we'll play a quick game to 2, because, you know, I'm 1 o'clock, I'm working.
Right.
He was actually a good ball player. He beat me pretty bad. But I thought I was going to have to fake an injury.
Wow.
He was a really good ball player. And from that, he would come to the gym, and he started to be more respectful. And even when I would tell him not to do something, he would do it, not do it. And he would come looking for me. And he would even sometimes borrow basketball from me to play. And before you know it, it's like he started doing really well. The other members in the gym started doing stuff with them and making them laugh and making them. And I think that that's what he kind of needed. I think sometimes when a person can come, or they could be in an environment where they get so used to being the outsider that they do stuff to get that attention or to get a reaction.
Absolutely.
And what ended up happening is that just by being kind to him and showing him that I do have an interest in you and your well-being, it encouraged other people to also support him. And the sad thing about it is now he's moved on, but I'm looking forward to it because I need to win that game.
And you know what? He will always take that experience with him.
That's true.
He will always take that experience. You've sparked something within him.
Thank you.
Just by taking that time and that initiative with him.
Hey, thank you
and that's
very
important
much.
because we never know what's going on at home. We never know what people are dealing with when they walk out of this YMCA.
That's true. That's very
true. You know
true.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that's true. We can't take things personally, you know, with the members. You know, we just only can do the best that we can. You know. So like I said, I appreciate everything that you do.
Hey, thank you
and
very
again,
much.
like I said, I'm so excited whenever I hear someone coming from the school of hard knocks, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Much.
And
Yes.
raising themselves up. That shows that anybody can do it. That there is
Absolutely.
no excuse to step ahead. All you have to do is take that initiative, care enough about yourself, and make that move. And now you're changing lives.
Thank you very much.
So that's a beautiful balance.
Thank you.
That's a circle that I love.
Thank you
That's the
very
circle
much.
of life.
There it is.
You know what I'm
there
saying?
it is. That's true.
So-
It's 3 things that I like to say. I tell people that caring is trying, and trying is helping.
All right.
And if you remember those 3 things, it's like how it benefits you as a person when you do it, and then you also apply it to other people. And you teach them that you only get what you put out. If you put out something positive, even when people are negative, you're gonna get something positive. Even if they resist it, you're gonna get. And now you know that.
I know.
I hear you.
Because spirit knows spirit.
That's it.
Trust me.
That's
spirit
it.
knows spirit. Now we're gonna get ready to close up. But I'm gonna put you on
Uh-oh, here it is.
what it's about.
Okay,
You're not expecting this.
Nah, I didn't. Here it comes.
But I think you got the personality for us.
Okay, here we go.
Give me a joke.
Oh my goodness. You know what? You hear something funny? My college students say I destroy jokes.
Destroy one for me. Give us a joke.
All right, here's a good one. I got one for you, okay? Oh, let me try to set it up. This is the part that I mess up all the time with the students.
Don't even worry
All right, so
about
here
it.
it is. This lady, every day, this guy has a pet store. He comes in the pet store. He always puts the parrot outside, okay? Every time that, and this is a rough joke, but a nice joke.
God.
So every day, the lady walks by and he tells the lady, "Oh, you're ugly." Okay, that's rough, right? So then the lady says, okay, she lets it go. Second day she goes by, the parent says, "Hey, you're ugly." And then she decides, okay, well, I'm going to cross the street and the parent won't be able to say anything to me. So she crosses the street, and the parent says, "Hey, you over there, you're ugly." Okay? So the lady says, "I've had enough of this. I'm going to go into that store and tell that pet owner that this parent is very rude and he should keep him in the store."
Right.
So she goes into the store and she tells the pet owner about the store. This is like day 4, day 5. She comes the next day, she doesn't see the parent. So she's like, "Well, wow, hope it's still around." So she goes into the store and she walks down the aisle and the parent's over to the side. And then she walks by the parent and the parent says, and she keeps going.
Wow.
So when so you get it?
I get it.
There it is.
I get it.
That's my
He
students
didn't say anything else.
He said, When
Well, why is she going in even looking for him? But she's looking at what was going to say. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of stupid.
and you know what's so funny about that joke is that how like you always look for the students never laugh at the joke, they laugh that I mess up the joke.
Oh, okay.
Because if I hear a joke, I got it, I practice it in the mirror, and then I get to the point I got to get at, and it's awful.
Well, I got it. And with that, Timothy Manson, we're going to have to say bye-bye. But thank you so much for coming and talking to us and inspiring people out there.
Thank you.
At the Columbia North YMCA and whoever's watching this. All right, so until later on, we're going to say bye-bye. But I want to say this to everyone. Take care of body, mind, and spirit. Be blessed.
Awesome. Thanks again for having me.
You're welcome.
We gotta do the explosion always.
Do it again.
There it is.
That's all right.
Show me, dog. Do you want true love? Then get started.